So what we have here is Mega Kaiju Boom Ball for the NES from Orebody Inc., with help from the NES maker community and music by Jordan Davis of Raft Labs Interactive. This is a kaiju-flavored Breakout. And for those of you wondering what kaiju is, basically it's a Japanese word for a monster. Anyway, you pilot humanity's bumper and ball weapon, while a grumpy general congratulates you for saving the world and also leveling it at the same time. The loop is simple. You keep the ball up. You route it into the weak spots, you clear a few gates while cracking open things like eggs and lighting lamps, and then you go to the next screen. But the object is to keep the ball going up. You don't want to let it fall below to the previous screen. So for an NES game, there's a lot of options here. The options let you tweak up to 5 lives and even turn on infinite ammo. There are a few unlockables and a quick instruction page. The stage select here works like Mega Man. You can pick the city, the moon, depths, volcano, the island. Some of the things like stadium seem to not unlock until later. The controls here are clean, one button shoots, the other is a speed boost. And that speed boost really matters, because before I knew about the speed boost, I thought I was a little too slow. And once I figured it out, it made the game that much more fun. So you can feel the real Breakout angles here. You can bait a shot, bump the speed, and thread the gap. By the way, you have a gun, and the gun does hurt the enemies, while your ball breaks the world. And breaking the world is what allows you to get power-ups. The gun won't dig you out of bricks, no matter how hard you believe in it. So if you want those power-ups, break them with your balls. The game has a lot of cool little quirks. There's this claw crane that grabs the ball and shoots it directly to the next screen. On this stage, there's small portals that warp the ball across the arena. Oftentimes, the monsters will hide behind the rubble, so you have to sneak the ball around. Oh, and by the way, sometimes the ball turns red, and I choose to believe that means that it's doing more damage. The graphics here are good. The monsters ride that line between scary and chibi in that way that only NES can show you. Though I will say everything can get a bit busy, and my ball ends up playing hide and seek, and sometimes it wins. The sound here is pretty great. Jordan's tracks fit all the zones. So, like the island track sounds like you're on an island. But yeah, all of the music here has some depth to it. Plus, the sound effects are exactly as you'd expect, perfect for this game. So with this game, there's no traditional boss walls. You don't stop and refight a kaiju with a health bar. You're essentially solving the area and leaving. So sometimes that means defeating a boss, but sometimes that means lighting 4 lamps. Sometimes that means cracking an egg, which hatches a bird that now hates you. And sometimes that means closing portals while planes buzz around and the general writes off radiation as a rounding error. The challenge here is fair, with some difficulty spikes. For example, I thought the depths and the island wake you up pretty fast. But the real boss here is multitasking. Trying to track the ball, shape the angle, swat the pests with your gun, and avoid dumb hits, all while trying to get that ball behind the monster. But once that clicks, the kaiju melts, and you feel like you really accomplished something. I do need to mention that I did hit a soft lock on the island. The ball got trapped in a tight loop while I tried everything. There was no way to nudge it, to self-destruct, or force a reset, so my run was essentially dead. I was thinking a simple fix might be a tilt-style nudge, or perhaps a quick reset button, or even an auto failsafe that detects an unchanged ball velocity for a few seconds and then respawns it. Overall, this is a fun, short romp. Will last you about an hour or so, and it gets pretty wild with the on-screen chaos. But it stays fun, which keeps the dopamine flowing. So don't dismiss it as just some Breakout clone. This is Breakout with monsters, a good soundtrack, and a general who blames collateral damage on the kaiju.